Hello, beautiful people of the internet. We're here in Thailand to have an exclusive first look and drive of Ford's newest Ranger, the Ford Ranger Super Duty. I'm Nick Skalanok, and you're watching CarGuide.PH. So right behind me is the Ford Ranger Super Duty dual cab. And what's interesting is here in Thailand, not only do they show the car, but they actually show the chassis. And we have the stripped down version of the Ford Ranger Super Duty. And interestingly, because if you look at the Ford Ranger Super Duty, yes, it's under the T6 platform that we all know. But if you look at the code of this one, and I wrote it down on my notes, this is P703SD, SD meaning Super Duty. And why is that? So on a fleet perspective, 60% of the parts are going to come from the Ford Ranger. But if you look at the platform carefully, there are a lot of things that are so different and modified compared to the regular one. Okay, so first, let's go to the powertrain because I'm sure that's what you all want to know. So this one comes with a 3-liter V6 diesel engine. So the Ranger Raptor, there's a 3-liter gasoline engine. This one is a diesel variant, which means that this one comes with 210 PS and get this, 600 Newton meters of torque. So when it comes to off-road capability, this right here is a beast. With the powertrain, of course, we have to talk about transmission. It is a 10-speed automatic. But get this, in the powertrain, the transfer case, it's a completely different one because with a car like this, you want it to be able to handle a lot of torque. This has a ground clearance of 299 millimeters. So compared to regular pickups and SUVs, that's pretty high, almost a 20 millimeter difference because it comes with R18 wheels. And here, we have it here. Oh, by the way, it's also all-terrain. We have here the numbers, 275, 70, R18. So you can see it's such a humongous tire on such a car because this is the ultimate workhorse in the Ford Ranger lineup. If you look carefully at this suspension and going to the back, if you look carefully at the rear suspension, it's actually a heavy-duty version. So it's different from the regular Ranger. And you can see it has reinforced leaf springs. Because in this category, usually they're called the 1-ton pickups because they have a carrying capacity or a payload of 1,000 kilograms. The Ford Ranger Super Duty, on the other hand, can take as a payload up to 1,800 kilograms, which is almost double, and that's crazy. But when Ford envisioned the Ranger Super Duty, they really wanted to maximize the capability. And so the payload of that is really important. And going through the other numbers, it has a towing capacity of 4,500 kilograms and a gross combined mass of 8,000 kilograms. This is not any ordinary wheel and tire. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the reason why it has 8 lug nuts on this 18-inch alloy wheel is because this allows it to have maximum torque application. For you overlanders out there, the numbers that we got from them is it has an approach angle of 36.1 degrees, a departure angle of 28.6 degrees, and a ramp brake angle of 26.3 degrees, and a turning radius of 13.6 meters. But you'll find out later that it has some technology that makes the turn even tighter. Like what I said a while ago, the platform is very different if you were to look under the chassis of every Ranger. If you look carefully, a lot of stuff here are a lot thicker, a lot more reinforced. The front bumper you see right here, it's steel and it's integrated to the platform. So this means that when it comes, if you're going to put a winch, if you're going to put tools or a bumper in the front, you know that the platform can take it. And right here at the back, you'll be surprised. On other pickups, it's like 80 liters. This one, out of the showroom, will come with a 130-liter fuel tank. And I know with fuel prices right now, since this time of recording being an all-time high, but looking beyond that, this means that with one full tank in this car, you can go the distance and do more work instead of fueling in between. And that's the importance of the fuel tank with an ultimate workhorse such as this. At the front and here at the back, it has recovery points. And for those who either tow or overland, I'd like to report that this comes integrated with the ladder frame, its own tow hook. So whether it's for work or for overlanding or going off-road, this probably has everything you need off the showroom. And with all the powertrain, drivetrain, and the platform, let us show you the more familiar part of the Ford Ranger Super Duty, the Ford Ranger part. Just like any Ford Ranger, you have this front grille that has been designed to be more aero for the engine. And then you have LED taillights and then the steel bumper I was talking about. And like what I said, this comes with R18 but bigger tires. And then you have these side flares. And then here you have the flatbed. You have a lot of contact points. And then here you also have the rear LED taillight. Very familiar to Ranger fans out there. So if you love the Ranger in terms of aesthetics, you're definitely going to love this. And with that being said, let us go inside the Ranger Super Duty and see what we have. Okay, so going inside, we have a very nice steel step board, which makes it so much easier to get inside. Okay, so everything inside, it's very familiar. It's very Ford Ranger. So here in front of the driver, you have an 8-inch digital instrument cluster. And then here at the center, you have a 12-inch vertically positioned infotainment system. And if I were to go to the menu, there's Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Whether it's wireless or not, I don't know. But in terms of convenience, it does have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And everything here feels familiar, especially if you're a Ranger user. And I think that's the whole point. You have the controls over here, the drive modes. So like what I said, there's 4A, 4H, and 4L. And then for drive modes, you have a lot. Oh, it's in Thai, so I cannot read it, but I'm sure it's the usual. And then what's cool is with the Ranger Super Duty, you get auxiliary switches up here. How cool is that? And actually, it feels good to do that. But without being said, I actually drove the car. So let's get to what we all want to see. The off-road capability of the Ford Ranger Super Duty. So we're test driving the Ranger Super Duty here in Thailand. So we're bringing it through the test course and I will walk you through it. We're at 4H right now and I have to say it is comfortably going through it. You can see that the all-terrain tires really mixes well with the very powerful engine. I'm facing up in the sky so I cannot see what's in front of me, but thanks to the camera, I can see even like when I turn, there's like an animation of like where the wheels are going. So you can even maneuver like tough, like zigzags with the help of the front camera. For a very heavy duty suspension, it feels good. Like most other cars, you have to remember that they're called the 1-ton trucks because they have a payload of 1,000 kilos. But the Ford Ranger Super Duty, it can carry 1,800 kilos. So that's an additional 800 kilograms. So in effect, it's almost a 2-ton truck. But in terms of drivability, it still feels like the familiar 1-ton truck. And that's not easy to do. So to the Ford engineers, I salute you. Basically, guys, you're not seeing it there, but I'll show you the B-roll of a while ago with my instructor driving it. It's basically you have so many ruts of like different angles. So we'll have our wheels like hanging off one way or another. So here we go. Like the instructor wanted me to go rear locking diff. And for most other cars you will. But you have so much torque in play and you have really well-placed all-terrain tires. You just have to feel that grip. It's crazy. Like I off-road a lot and I'm telling you, this car has so much capability. Look, I didn't even have to go rear locking diff. That's all the torque you need. And so what I'm going through now, guys, for the regular person, it'll be like, shit. I'm not going through that. But with the Super Duty, it makes it easy. It's an easy work. It has a feature called the tail turn. So what it basically does is, so right now I need to turn left, a tight left. And so when I activate this button, so I'm on full turn to the left, what it'll do to enhance the turn to be tighter is it will lock the left, the rear left. so that in turning left, I can make a tighter turn. So I think you'll see through the window on how tight it can get. Look at that! And that's the whole purpose of it. And of course, what will off-roading be without the water waiting, right? Well, since we're going through underwater, we have to turn off the AC because we don't want to ruin the AC fan. And as long as you just go at the walking pace, don't stop the car. In usual cars, we have hill ascent control and hill descent control. The Ford Ranger Super Duty has what they call the trail control. So how it is described to me, it's the best description. It's like cruise control for the trail. So I'm going to turn it on. And I am, okay, enable use set speed, okay. So we'll put it at, let's put it at 4. So basically, I'm not sure you can see, my foot is off the controls. All I have to do is point and shoot. I don't have to touch the controls. So we're now going uphill and I've switched to a very reasonable 3. So this will usually be the hill ascent control. But it's one button for everything. So I'm going up the hill. And then I just have to trust the Ford Ranger Super Duty for the downhill part! Okay, but it went down to 4 and 3, so... Okay. We have to trust the car. That's what we're here for. We went through like the different situations of going off-road. And as you can clearly see, that the Ford Ranger Super Duty, it is all about capability first and then technology second. And when you have them both working hand in hand, and the possibilities of what the Ford Ranger Super Duty can do is very impressive. So guys, we drove this on their test track, we drove this on top of a mountain. So let us know in the comment section down below. Do you want to see this in the Philippines? And if you do want to see this in the Philippines, what are the stuff that you want to see in this car? Until then, I'm Nick Scalanok and you're watching CarGuide.PH.